my 2-year transformation story, how I did it, how I went from massively overweight to getting ripped, and now I look the way I do because I didn't take any back steps. And I went through the trial and error period of constantly trying to figure this out, trying to find what dirty bulk method would work best for me, and none of that shit worked. For 2+ years, I would go to the gym and just try different exercises, try different workout plans, try different diet plans, and none of that shit worked. I realized over that 2-year span, the results really started to take an effect on me, just confidence-wise. I would feel weak because of the diet that I was on, the discouragement of not seeing any results when I looked in the mirror because I looked the same. So for about, I would say about, it's January of 2021, and then, so almost a span of 2 years, back in July of last year is when I finally invested into myself to get the results that I desired. So about 1.5 years, but even before I joined the gym in 2021, I was still trying to figure this shit out. So it's a little bit even more before that, but that's when I started working out in a gym. Before that, I was just a ripped, skinny ass fucking twig. So I had some sort of abs, I had some sort of definition, but I never worked out in the gym. I was just doing calisthenics, just actually in this backyard. So I didn't have the physique even close to what the fuck I have now, with the broad shoulders, confidence-wise. Even me ripped, at the time, I didn't feel myself. But then I'm like, okay, I want to put on some size. So this is now January 2021, and I'm trying to figure this shit out, like with the meal plans and all, and nothing's working. So for about 1.5 years, I'm constantly spikes, constantly up and down with my diet, workouts. Once again, I'm not seeing any results. I don't feel confident. I'm on fucking junk food, 4,000 calories a day, and feeling like a piece of shit. I got nothing going in my life, nothing's working for me, and I feel hopeless. I feel worthless. I don't want to be here anymore. And a mix of this was because I was attached to porn. That was my main addiction that I was going through, my vice, and I would run to that when I wouldn't see the results in the mirror. And mentally, confidence-wise, I had no self-esteem. I didn't want to do anything with my life anymore, and I was on the verge of suicide. Obviously, I'm here today, so I didn't actually make that full commitment when it came to that, but I had to get a coach, and I finally hit rock bottom. I was tired of how I looked. I was tired of how I felt. I didn't feel like the man, the way that I am now, not the confidence that I possess, and the demeanor, the energy, me just coming at you, like all this shit. It wasn't like this fucking 1.5 years ago, a year even. I was very mopey, just going through the motions. I had nothing going for me in my life overall. I felt very lost. And once I got into alignment, once I got a coach and he showed me the blueprint, it really started to resonate with me, with what he was teaching me. And I finally got the results. I started to look in the mirror and I started to change very rapidly. So the coach that I was able to get knew exactly what the fuck I wanted and had the results himself, and had the results quickly. Because a lot of people and a lot of coaches, they think this is supposed to take years and years, which I understand, yes it does, but we can speed up that process. And I've done this naturally, okay? So if you think that I'm on roids or all this fucking shit, I did this naturally in just 3 months alone, working with my coach. It's just the basic sciences that you need for how all this works to work in your favor when it comes to the diet, workouts, all these things. Because in 3 months time, I turned into a whole fucking unbreakable individual. Disciplined and dangerous is how I felt. I would show up in any fucking room, any place, and I would just light it the fuck up, because I was so just in tune with my consciousness. I was in alignment. I felt my absolute best. I never looked the way I did, so I was ripped to the bone at this point, and I was super skinny though. So now I'm getting some results at least, right? So I'm not on this fucking pudge anymore, because that's how I looked. I looked like the marshmallow motherfucker from Ghostbusters, and I didn't like the way I looked. So then from there, I go on a reverse diet, for another 3 months, and I just start packing on size. And now I'm looking a lot bigger than compared to that previous 3 months where I was super ripped to the bone. Because at this point I'm getting skinny again. So that voice is coming back like, oh, you're so skinny, you're a bitch. Because that was me growing up, especially in high school. I was this super skinny guy. So I would have my moments when I would just like eat a whole bunch of fucking food, fill my stomach up, and no results would come my way. If anything, fat would get on me, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just freeballing all the shit. I was doing all the guesswork. But a coach really simplifies what the fuck you need to do when it comes to your fitness, nutrition, and taps into that mindset to keep you accountable and keeps you going along your journey and really pushes you to that next level. Because there's all levels that we need to constantly be hitting. New levels, new devils. So once I reached a new level, I knew that I couldn't take a back step. I knew I had to keep going. I knew I had to fulfill my purpose, fulfill my destiny for myself, because that's who I was doing this for. This was more of a personal development journey. It wasn't just finding my macros and finding my workout plan that would work wonders for me. Like, yes, that shit did work. It worked in my favor 100%. Thank you, for that. But also, this was like a discovery journey for myself. This was for me to develop into the man that I am now and continue to be every single day. That's why I document this whole fucking process, to see the level ups as they happen. My physique changing, my mindset getting even sharper, dialed, everything that I do, for you guys to see the whole journey as it keeps unfolding with what I know and what I keep continuing to learn in the process as well. So now at this point, I'm on this reverse, and now I'm shredding again. Now I'm just maintaining for the summer. And it's once I knew what the fuck I was doing with my macros, because that was a big thing. I was just eating all over the place and didn't feel like the way I do now. And there was no motivation, no discipline in myself. It left me hopeless once again and worthless in this life. But now there's a whole new fucking demeanor once again, and I feel my absolute fucking best. I can, like, my mindset is literally indestructible. Like, nobody can get in this shit as you can too. Like, who the fuck is gonna let you stop you when you look your absolute best? Like, if you have a gut, if you have that calling that is saying like, hey, you need to drop that 20 pounds, you need to get in the gym, you need to stop eating the fucking burgers, the pizza, all these fucking bullshit advice, drinking, drugs, the porn. Like, you have to listen to that voice, because that was the voice that was telling me back in July of last year to go invest into my coach that showed me the ways. Show somebody to simplify the whole process and cut that learning curve in half, because that's what I did. I didn't want to continue to go through the trial and error and constantly be spinning my tires, constantly feeling like a failure. Like, who the fuck does? Who wants to feel like a bitch? Like, do you want to continue to feel like a bitch? It ate my soul away each day, the more that I was fucking doing this to myself. I wasn't going anywhere in my life. I wasn't chasing anything at this point. I was just doing the same thing over and over again. And I was just expecting a different result with what I was trying to do, which was my business. And I didn't even have the results myself. So I had to heal myself first. And then now I can teach it to others so they can do the same and become their fucking best. But I had to do it myself first. So I had to show how the process is for myself, for you guys to hop on the team with me and to become your absolute fucking best, because that's what it's about. Constantly winning and inspiring and getting better, and just becoming that motherfucker that you are destined to be in all fucking ways, and give that motherfucker in all ways to the world, that individual that then others can do for themselves. That's the most beautiful thing on this earth. It's just something for me that touches my soul so much that a lot of people resonate with, and it's something that's global. It's not something that's just with me now. And I realized that I was being a fake. I was being an imposter with all the shit that I was trying to do at the time. And it was a really big commitment, really big step back, but it's what allowed me to constantly push forward and constantly get ahead compared to most that are still doing those actions. See you guys in the next one.